the head this way now. So as the spine's coming in here, right? The head should float in such a way, or I'll do it to show you here. So not do necessarily that it's a windshield wiper. Most people really look at the head turn of what really affects or is being touched.
You're very quiet.
But when you're dealing with the children and stuff, you should feel or see these movements just like in the foot should do. I'm being a little bit more obvious just to show you. But as you're doing these things, the eye function should stay or be able to stay fixed or unfixed, depending on where they're at.
Pretty soon.
And to be able to have here, now, if Frank, and this is where I wish I could, if I could cut the back of the head off, if he was flat head, it would make the back of the skull almost fall. And this is what you see like with and stuff, where you get more of that whiplash kind of look up, because that counter is not there. Now I get it, people have different skull shapes and and whatever, depending on their race as well. Eskimos to South Africans to Asian, they all have their flavors into the way that the skull presents. Some people, because of genetics, are going to have a high head, small head. I have a very large head, but that's just, my dad's got a huge noggin. So all of these things taking place. But when you actually have a specific malformation in the way the skull presents, you are obviously going to see it here when you'll start to see much more of the severity of a head droop because of the lack of counter, but a lot of that starts to originate from here. So what I'm going to do is go, let's say I'm going to pretend I have a flat head or a smaller head, so I'm going to go to the end of the table, right? So if my head's more here, right? Now look at where my eye positions are. Look at where my palate is. Look at where even the pressure against my teeth start to fall. And then what starts to happen is also the jaw separates more in this position. Right? So if I'm more here, my jaw is going to go back into place here into the system. So again, with Fred, so again, if he's lying here, see, the jaw's just going to go here. But if I tilt him back, especially if the system's compromised, you're going to get more of the jaw going one way and the head going another way. So you'll get this. So now if I want to move, like you'll see again, like let's say with Hudson, that you'll have more the tendency of the jaw learning to bring you up. Because this is so hard to do. When my eyes are back here and I'm like this, it is physically impossible for me to sit up. You know what I mean? It just won't happen. My eyes have to go, come here to center, and then go. And then that's what brings me up, is the vision. But for me to be like this and my eyes back, you know what I mean? You can't do it. So if I can't do it, and I know what I'm doing, a baby who doesn't know what they're doing in a sense can't do it. So the fact that there's been no studies of flattened head and development. So now again, my head's flat and I go to roll to the side. Look at where my head goes. So again, my eyes are teetering here. So this is the next complication that starts to happen, is the hands are here and the vision's here. For me to actually get my arms up and over that I can possibly play in this position is such a high thing, because now my arm's up and open through here. So my elbow is affected with gravity pulling it down this way versus that extension. See, if I was here playing, again, like a baby rolling around, coming around, see now my eyes are here, my hands are here. I don't have to I'm not gonna sit here and try and play like this. I'm gonna play like this. So it's a complete different, my back is gonna develop different, my pelvis, my balance, my feet, everything's gonna develop completely with a different conversation here versus if my head was smaller on top. Now I have to start to stiffen this leg so I can balance, or I have to go straight with the legs trying to pull my head up. My neck is going to shorten again. I still don't have eye hand. My eyes are this way, right? So when I finally do come up, but you'll see too, again, the arms will go more back like this. This is a balance thing. This is not a CP thing. It'll turn into a CP thing, but this initially for a baby is a balance. Because this is not typical. Because again, I can do it, but I know where I am in space. But guess what? So far as a baby in this position, I can't even, do you see where I have to bring my feet to see? This is the first time I can see my toes. All the way here. If I'm here, they're gone. Right here, they're gone. And so even here to grab my feet when my head's back, I can't see my feet. I can't see. Right here I can see maybe the tips of my toes. So, and even that, I am really only getting a ghost of an image. I'm not even getting like, so we're here. Again, if I was flat, see, I have the whole view. I can even almost see down to my crotch. So when I'm here, I can clearly see I have socks, I have pants, I have an ankle. But when I'm here, I don't even have a sense of color, which is actually quite interesting that I couldn't tell you right now if that was pink and black. Whereas here I can clearly, I'm surprised how much my color goes out of my peripheral. Just think of the development and what goes on with the movements of the heads in relationship with the body.
He's really curling